Pete Prisco from CBS Sports. This is from the NFL on CBS, talking about what he expects to see from the Browns in 2023.
Deshaun Watson will be that much better. Remember, he didn't play in a game for 23 months. He had an 11-game suspension. Well, now he's been in the same offense. He's been around the players. If he throws 29 or 30 touchdown passes, the Cleveland Browns and that roster will push for a deep playoff berth. Deshaun Watson, it's all on that guaranteed money and you.
With that, let's welcome in Tim Bielik from the Plain Dealer, cleveland.com. Tim, Pete Prisco expecting a deep playoff run and Deshaun Watson to get back to himself. I would say that's probably better than 50-50.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he completely forgot how to play football. I mean, we remember those 6 games. Obviously, he was very up and down in most of those 6 games, but you saw a lot of plenty of flashes of what he had been in Houston. I think it just comes down to the fact that, like Pete was talking about, it was almost 2 full years for him not playing a single regular season NFL game, and in a lot of ways that showed. So he obviously needed that time to readjust to everything. But I think, it's a very measured take. I think it's kind of what everybody expects. If Deshaun Watson looks like Houston Deshaun Watson, the Browns could legitimately, be a dark horse contender in the AFC, maybe not on the same level as the Chiefs, but, certainly should be able to make a lot of noise. Again, if he's not good, then this, kind of blows up in their face. And it's a lot to put on one guy. But if Deshaun Watson's as good as, everybody thinks he is, and as good as he was in Houston, there's a reason you gave up all those assets for him, and there's a reason you put all that pressure on him, because he's a guy who, in theory and based on what he's done in the past, should be able to handle that.
Yeah, and I would say if he gives you above average quarterback play, and he was well above average. He made 3 Pro Bowls in Houston. Above average quarterback play makes you a contender. Elite quarterback play makes you a deep run in a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear he's got that elite level. I mean, when you look at what he's got with the Browns now, you could argue it's the best roster he's ever had. I mean, he had very good receivers in Houston, DeAndre Hopkins, Brandon Cooks, Kenny Stills. But, he comes to Cleveland, now you have Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Elijah Moore, Marquise Goodwin, Cedric Tillman, David Njoku, Nick Chubb. You have that offensive line. And you got a defense that's really been boosted throughout this offseason. So on paper, this is one of the most talented squads in the NFL. The question is, can Watson play like he did in Houston with those guys? And if they can put it all together, this team could be playing deep into January.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. The questions are, can Watson be like he was, and can the defense be as good as it looks on paper?